Hello, everybody. You can call me Hunch, and today I'm going to be going over some updates, what's happening in the crypto space, what's happening in Stacks and Ethereum, mostly because those are the chains that, with capability of smart contracts that I've mostly been focusing on. So let's dive on in. Don't forget my friend Tyrone over there. Okay, so just to get started, Zest is actually a new protocol built on Stacks. Okay, so it's going to be a DeFi protocol, I'm assuming, and they're doing like an alpha launch pretty soon, pre-test net. So that's going to happen. The giveaway is 14th through the 19th, but I think the protocol opens on the 20th. Okay, so if you want to check that out, DeFi with Stacks and Bitcoin, I would go ahead and check that out. I think they're working closely with trust machines or the collaboration groups between Stacks to bring liquidity and innovation to Stacks. Okay, now Alex is already a DeFi protocol. It's big. What they're coming out with is a bridge from other chains. This one is demonstrating Ethereum to Stacks. Okay, so this is only a good thing, right? Because this is going to bring liquidity in the Stacks. And it might do well based on one fact that Stacks uses Bitcoin security. So it would seem as though you would want your stablecoin, right, XUSD, secured by Bitcoin and not USDC, which is secured by, I'm not sure. That's a good question, how their security models work. If you know, leave a comment below. Does it use the Ethereum mechanism for security, or does Circle have their own built-in security measures, because they're kind of like a CBDC. They can censor you, attack you, etc., etc. Now, the next thing I want to talk about is OFAC. If you don't know what OFAC is, it's the Office of Foreign Assets Control Sanctions Programs. Okay, so basically what's happening on Ethereum is recently, and this tweet came out on October 15th. It is October 15th. Interesting. 51% in the last 24 hours of the Ethereum blockchain. They are censoring transactions from OFAC regulations. Okay, so what does this mean? You may have heard of Tornado Cash, right? So they sanctioned Tornado Cash. They arrested the creators of it, which is completely over the top, if you ask me. For code, I mean, it just seems like they don't know enough about Tornado Cash to arrest these people, but they'll get their day in court. So this means they'll not relay transactions from Tornado Cash, exclusion, whatever. So what this is saying is Ethereum is so centrally controlled at this point that they know exactly where these transactions are coming from, and they can stop the blocks from basically putting those transactions through or even happening. Now, I'm not a block expert. I'm not I'm a blockchain enthusiast. I'm no expert. But when they say censoring blocks, does that mean that the transfer doesn't get in to the block, or does the block just not happen and it skips that block? I don't know for sure. And any crypto YouTuber who claims to know everything, you probably don't want to listen to them, right? So basically, this has happened ever since it went to proof of stake. Okay, so this is not a good thing. We don't want it. It's very bad, right? Crypto, right? So OFAC is playing the overlord, right? They know what is moral, what is just in this situation, and it's not good. Now, a lot of people. I just want to talk about Stacks for a second. Stacks has been getting obliterated. Stacks. I think the innovation is going insane. I think it's great. There are a few things I want to talk about, right? And I couldn't find a thread, but I'll kind of summarize it here. Stacks is trying to become more decentralized, and it's having a hard time because there's only I think there's less than 10 validators, right? It's pretty hard to become a validator or mine blocks, right? You need a lot of stacks. There's some technicality expertise to it, right? It's not like you get a node for Bitcoin, right? That's why people love Bitcoin, the simplicity, the decentralization. Anybody who really wants to contribute to the network can. So that could be one of the reasons that Stacks loses, right? Stacks is also in a competition with a lot of smart contract layers. Now, I think this is less pertinent because Stacks actually has a mechanical or a competitive advantage, right? With the fact that they use the security of Bitcoin, right? And those blocks get kind of shared on the permanent Bitcoin chain, which is the longest standing, the most well known, the highest level of decentralization that we know of, right? Everyone can argue that, but it's got the highest level of decentralization, I would argue. So Stacks is not going to win just by default. I think they're doing the right steps, and I see this all the time in threads. They are really trying to make native Bitcoin peg in, peg out. For example, like if you want to do a swap between Bitcoin and arkadiko, you could do that, right? You wouldn't need to go Bitcoin stacks arkadiko or stacks arkadiko, or sell your Bitcoin, buy stacks, and then do arkadiko. You could just swap it, right? You could, instead of putting stacks in a contract, you could put Bitcoin in a contract. So I think all of those things are being worked on, but any good investor watches, right? So I'm not all in on stacks, right? I'm all in on Bitcoin, right? I think Bitcoin can survive without stacks, right? But I would just be cognizant of those things. Keep reevaluating and keep seeing what's going on. Anyway, this is my update for stacks, Ethereum, kind of those smart contract things that I'm interested in. You can call me Hunch. Let me know if you have any questions. Have a great day.